Hi, I'm Kim Lockhart.
And I'm Luis Santiago.
And we're the founders of Love Academy and the winners of NBC's dating show, The Match Off.
In this video series, we're going to teach you how to meet any man, anywhere, at any time.
You know, the most frustrating aspect about dating today is that everyone says, where do I go and find someone that I'm actually interested in going on a date with? Even though we spend all of this time around other people, you know, at our office, at the gym, out with our friends, it's so easy for weeks to go by without meeting anyone that you actually want to go out with, right?
And when you finally do go on a date, there's no connection, no chemistry, and you end up going home really frustrated.
This is exactly how I felt when I was still dating. At the time, I was working in an office that was about 95% all women, so there were no romantic possibilities there. And I was new to the city I was living in, so I didn't have any friends or acquaintances outside of my office. And then to make it worse, when I would go out, I was shy and I would never talk to men. So unless a guy came to talk to me, I would go home meeting no one. So finally, one day I got really frustrated and I said, I'm not going to do any more dating until I can figure out how to make it easier, more frequent, and more fun. So I took a dating sabbatical and I studied everything I could to understand men, dating, and relationships. I read every book out there in relationships. I did seminars, I did personal growth classes, I did interviews, I read magazines, I even talked to my father. And what I finally figured out is that the key to meeting more men was knowing how to connect with men. Once I could do that, meeting men became easy. So then my dating life transformed, and all of a sudden I got asked out almost every time I went out, and after 6 months I met the man who is now my husband.
And that's why I like working with Kim, because she realized the most important thing you need to learn is how to connect with men. And once you learn how to connect with men, you can use that power and influence to literally meet someone anywhere at any time.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to create more connection and how to use our connection triangle.
If you want to start meeting more men and going on more dates, especially with men you're interested in, you need to start doing 3 things right now. And the first one you're going to do is connect to your environment. Or what Kim and I like to say, tuning into your environment. Now really take a second and think about your daily routine. Do you notice all the people around you? Do you even start conversations with people in line? In this day and age, everybody's so busy, they're on their phones, their Blackberries, some of you even have your iPods in your ears, and you're completely tuned out to all the great people that are around you. So we're going to teach you how to connect to your environment so you're aware of all the great men that are around you all the time.
You know, studies show that 70% of the time we fall in love with the people who are around us, which makes sense, right? So if you think about who's around you, you probably have something in common with them. For example, if you think about everyone who's in your workplace, you know you're all in the same industry. Or if you think about the people who are at your gym, everyone's interested in being healthy. Or if you even think about your local grocery store, the people who are there are probably living in your neighborhood. So by paying attention to who's around you and tuning into your environment, this will make a huge difference in the number of people that you meet and the type of person that you meet.
Now the second thing you need to do to be able to meet more men you're interested in is learn how to connect with men. That means learning how to send out the proper signals so you'll be approached. You know, as dating coaches, Kim and I hear it all the time that women are afraid to smile at men, or even worse, they're afraid to initiate a conversation. And that's only because you don't realize the power and influence you have over men.
So here's an example of that, another science fact. Did you know, women, that when you smile and make eye contact with a man, what happens is you send a rush of dopamine, which is the feel-good chemical in their brains flooding through their system. So in other words, when you smile and make eye contact with a man, you are literally causing a chemical reaction. How cool is that, right?
Now really think about that for a second. Just by doing something as simply as smiling at a man, you are causing a chemical reaction. Now, if you don't realize how much power and influence that is, you really need to be aware of that.
Okay, so the third type of connection that you want to focus on is getting connected to yourself. A lot of women think they know when they're going to fall in love. So for example, they might think they're going to meet a man when they go out on a Saturday night, or maybe at an event like a charity benefit. But the problem is, if you think you know when love is going to happen, you're probably missing opportunities during the rest of the week to meet great men who are all around you. He could even be standing behind you in line, and if you don't think you're going to meet a man, you probably won't.
Another thing we hear as dating coaches is women tell us, well, I don't want to meet anyone if I'm out running errands and I'm just in my sweats. But what you don't realize is, men, we like it when you look comfortable and relaxed. And really think about this for a second. If he's willing to approach you when you're just running errands and probably not looking your best, just imagine how excited he is going to be when he shows up at your door and you look amazing.
Okay, so to recap, if you want to start making more connections with great men, here are the 3 things that you want to focus on. You want to tune into your environment, focus on connecting with men, and you want to get more connected to yourself and how you're feeling.
So the first thing you're going to start doing today is developing your awareness. You're going to tune into your environment and notice all the people around you, especially the men. And also notice how you feel when those men notice you.
So we want to hear how it's going for you. So send us your questions and your comments on our Facebook page below. And in our next video, we're going to give you specific, concrete ways to start initiating conversation with men you find attractive and send them the signal to ask for your phone number. We can't wait to hear from you.